Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Somebody say, praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Amen and amen. First of all, let me appreciate Pastor Joe and Pastor Ruth for the wonderful opportunity to share the pulpit with you. The Lord bless you. I want to appreciate every one of you seated in the house. I want to appreciate all the members and the workers in the Wellspring Ministry.
Amen.
This is a great ministry, a very great ministry indeed, with heavenly vision that must be fulfilled.
Hallelujah.
And I say must be fulfilled.
Amen.
Before I go now, I would also appreciate my friend Pastor Prosper,
Amen.
Pastor Prosper. Must be up.
through whom actually I'm introduced to this wonderful man and his wife, Pastor Joe. Wherever he is, Pastor Prosper, I appreciate you for your largeness of heart and brotherly love.
Amen.
God bless you. Bless every one of you in Jesus' name.
Amen. Hallelujah.
I have a message I believe the Lord dropped in my heart since last week, last Saturday.
Amen.
I was here, and during the service, this message came to me. I never preached under that topic. I've been preaching for almost 40 years now.
Wow.
So I have never used that topic
I'm getting excited. Hallelujah.
to preach. It came to me last Saturday here while the service was going on. And it sounds somehow strange, but it is all biblical. That topic says, fight. Fight. And I want all of us to repeat that one word, fight.
Fight.
Say it loud and strong, fight.
Fight.
Hallelujah.
Pastor Prosper, please, before you came in, I release my word of appreciation unto you for your largeness of heart and God using you to connect me to this great ministry of Pastor Joe, the Wellspring Ministry. It's a very great ministry. And when I come here and see all the activities going on, particularly last Saturday, I saw, number one, when I came in, Pastor Ruth was preaching, that message touched my heart about the sheep and the goat.
Hallelujah.
And some testimonies she shared,
Hallelujah.
in which I think emotionally she was broken and tears began to come down. I appreciate that message
Amen.
because nowadays there are a lot of goods in the congregation, but the Lord has called us sheep,
That's right.
and it is for his sheep he gave his life. And it is with the heart of sheep that we worship him, and we're able to worship him aright.
Amen. Good
The
word.
humble heart and the honest heart of sheep. That's what makes us to worship God aright and serve him, and we receive the very best. I said, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want.
Amen.
It is well like a sheep. We serve him, he makes us to lie down in green pasture. He leads us beside still waters. Okay. Praise God.
Amen.
So, back to the message. Fight. Fight. And I say,
Hallelujah.
fight.
Fight. Amen.
Several years ago, at the point of my conversion, that was in the year 1978. I had an encounter in my dream. The Lord, through that dream, was showing me what will be my experiences
Wow.
in my journey with him and my experiences with the enemy, the devil. What I learned from that encounter was that if I am going to serve the Lord till the end, if I am going to overcome the devil, if I'm going to receive all that the Lord has for me in life, I must prepare to fight.
That's a good word. Amen.
That dream came this way. I saw myself in the midst of a crowd of people. There was a crime committed. Somebody killed a person. And that was either a kidnapper or a killer, whatever. So, what the law enforcement, the police, the people were looking for the, for the assassin, looking for the killer. Actually, not actually an ordinary assassin. This person was a ritualist, an occultist. So the crowd are making noise and shouting, and going about looking for who was responsible. So along the way, I saw one man dressed in white standing by the side of the road. And inspiration came on me. When Pastor Joe was speaking here, he spoke of discernment. That administration was accurate. A discernment came on me that it was that man that was dressed on white suit was the ritualist, was the murderer. It only came on me by inspiration because naturally, you don't see him carrying any human head. But this inspiration was so high on me that this was the man. So I began to call the attention of the crowd, the law enforcement, saying, this is the man. That's the criminal. But nobody could understand me. Because naturally, you wouldn't see anything. I mean, he looked so nice, very gentle. So the whole crowd ignored what I was saying, and they continued making noise, yelling, where is the criminal, where is the criminal? And that man gently and quietly kept quiet and was standing there while I stood there saying, that's the criminal, that's the criminal. But nobody gave me attention.
Amen.
So, but the presence of, or rather the hand of God held me fast there. I couldn't move. I stood there, continued to say, this is the man, that's the man. Nobody talked to me. All the police, all the people, they were shouting, they were trooping. The man didn't react until the whole crowd continued to make noise and they were all gone, remaining only myself and him. That was when that man now transformed himself into his real person. And he turned against me and said, you want to show that you are bold, that only you can see, but you will show me now your boldness. At that very point, all the cover-ups, his white garment, everything disappeared. I discovered I was dealing with a very terrible magician and occultist of the first grade. It wasn't even only a human head he was carrying, it was two human heads. He was carrying on a charger on kind of something of this nature, used for enchantment.
Oh, yeah.
And he used it to face me. It was a battle. And when he faced me, a kind of demonic power flowing and oozing out from that satanic enchantment began to push me. It was very serious. It was a terrible experience I can never forget in my life. began to push me, and I was going backward. He was pushing me. I was falling backward. Nobody was around. All the people, all the crowd had all gone away, making noise and going away. But the person they were looking for was there to want to destroy only myself. So as he was now pushing me and I was going backward, he wasn't touching me, mind you. There was a gap between two of us, but there was a force from that demonic element, the two human race. So as I was going backward, but there was courage in me. I'm going to say to him, you are a deceiver, you are a liar, you are the killer. He said, show me your boldness. That was what he was saying. Show me your power.
Amen.
So as he continued to push me, and I was going backward, I began to shout, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. But in spite of that, I couldn't resist that power. It continued to push me. Like a mighty, terrible force, pushing me backward. I said, I thought I've been told that the name of Jesus is above every name. And the name of Jesus, every knee shall bow. How come I am calling upon the name of Jesus, this power is still pushing me backward? Is it not better now to change my mind and apologize to this man? Since calling on the name of Jesus couldn't deliver me, to say to the man, I am sorry, because he was all out to destroy me. Nobody was around. It was a very solitary, quiet, terrible place, like a graveyard. But I continued. I said, but why should I apologize to him? After all, I am correct in my affirmation. He is the killer. Look at the evidence. Even though the people, nobody heard me, I felt so disappointed. I was so sorrowful in my heart. We are looking for a criminal now. I saw the criminal. Nobody stood with me. Why must I die alone? But that force continued to push me backward. Until at a point, a voice came from heaven and said to me, look behind you and see where you are falling to. And when I looked, it was a mighty forest. I couldn't see the end to the end. Very thick forest. That was where that man, a satanic agent, was pushing me into. But I had no power to resist. I wanted to resist, but there was no power. So I continued to move backward, still challenging him, but couldn't withstand him. Remember, I said, I was challenging him, but couldn't do what? I couldn't withstand him. So I continued to go backward, he was pushing me. Then at a time, I can never forget this, my right feet was like this. And I wanted to move it backward once more. The voice came again and said, look behind you and see where you are. By the time I looked, what was behind me was a very dark grave. And my toe was just at the very tip of that grave. If I just moved any bit backward, I would be in it. A very terrible, not just natural grave, it was a horrible, it was just the gate of hell. Darkness everywhere. Oh. That was when I now saw that I was at the last, at the last point. If I move that my toe, I'll be right into that pit. So I summoned the last strength in me and held my toe. I continued. I held my hand like this. It was like a wall of satanic power, force. Pushing, but no way. I was saying, Jesus, Jesus. That man stood before me, making a mockery of me, saying, show me your power. I continued to push, no way. I tried everything I could on my own. Nothing could happen.